Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Feminine Podcast, and today we'll be talking about aborting the mission and letting go of our old self and our old life. So let's get started. First, I'd like to do an introduction and explain to you what I mean by aborting the mission because it could be a bit harsh, but I just see so many people around me holding tight on a situation, on people, on a job, on an environment they aren't meant to be there for. You are maybe struggling with your studies, with your parents, with your job, with your boyfriend, whatever, and they still hold tight. If you still hold tight on a situation you aren't meant to be in, you literally have to abort the mission because there are people who like to force something when it doesn't feel right. And I know what I mean. I know I've been there myself. I had a hard time trying to abort the mission, but I can give you some hints on how to do it and give you some story times and maybe a kind of reflection. I'm not really here to advise anyone. I don't really like advising because this is something that I think is really hard for me to be advising and teaching because I just feel, I don't know if it's an imposter syndrome, but I just feel that like I can't teach people how to do, if that makes sense. I'm here to talk about obvious stuff, but maybe it wasn't obvious for you. Maybe you never thought about it. And I think that having new reflection and thinking about new topics and situations can be really important and interesting. So, the first story time that I have is about dating. It's not really a story time of mine because I have so many story times where I didn't abort the mission and I'm still in situation where I'm not supposed to be. But I don't know, I have a hard time taking actions for some reason because I don't like doing too many stuff at the same time. So let's get started with the story time. I was in a group chat of a YouTuber who is a bit of a sugar baby, uh, yeah, spoiled girlfriend type of content creator, and she has a Patreon. And on her Patreon, you can have access to a group chat. And I was in the group chat, and it wasn't only them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking also about me. So we had a group chat of women. We were like sending a conversation to each other to know what to reply to men, sending our photos to, yeah, to just know what we have to put on our dating sites and whatever. And what happened is that when I saw some conversation and some messages, like they had question that make me like they had question that made me question my whole self. And what I mean by that is that they were asking, like, after a man disrespected her for several days, they didn't even meet them, that they were already talking about hanging out together, like Netflix and chin, you mean, you know what I mean. And I was like, there are plenty of men out there, and you just hold tight on someone who doesn't respect you. It just doesn't make sense. And I was the same. This is why I stopped dating. I was like, I am supposed to be the prize. I went into this dating game because I wanted to be the prize. I wanted to be spoiled. I wanted to evolve with a man, to improve myself with the help of the man who shares my life. And then I end up just being a doormat. This is why I stopped dating. I made a whole podcast on this one. I will be suggesting you this one. But what I mean, but why I'm sharing this story time is because sometimes you just ask yourself, should I quit my job where my manager is like this, where my salary is so bad that I can't even pay my rent, all this stuff. Do you know that you can quit your job and find a new one? I know it's not that easy to be leaving your partner, leaving your parents, leaving your job, leaving your like the field you are studying. I know it can be really tricky. I know that usually what hold like what keeps us in this situation is the money. This is why I really suggest you to be leveling up financially because it will help you have freedom. But it's not only money. Sometimes it's really how can I say that? Sometimes it's really mental. You're with a boyfriend, maybe he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have money, he's not even helping with the house chores, and you're still with him because you love him. You shouldn't hold tight on this situation. Realize that you are the main character of your life and that only you matter. I know it can be really tricky. It is even egotistical from you, but you have to be selfish. You have to be selfish in order to live the life you want. Only you can know what you feel. Everyone can be around, trying to discover what you are thinking, trying to guess what you are thinking, but you're the only one feeling it. You're the only one feeling what you have. And if deep down inside it doesn't feel right to be in this kind of relationship or to be in this job, just through the script about the mission. Don't try to hold tight and, I don't know, keep speaking with the man, keep chatting with the man, thinking that maybe he will give you 50 euros or $50 or £50. You don't even care. You don't even care. If he is not responding to your expectation because you are the main character of your life, you have to quit. Abort the freaking mission. Abort the mission. It is no sense. If you had this situation, I always like to do that. If I heard about this situation from a friend of mine or from someone else, I would be, abort the mission. What are you doing? Well, when it's yourself, sometimes you're not you're not harsh enough, you're not tough enough with yourself. And I know that sometimes there are people who like sabotaging themselves, so they are questioning their relationship, their job, and whatever because they think they don't deserve it. It's not the same. It's a whole other topic to be sabotaging ourselves. So sometimes you will quit a job where we had everything we needed because we felt like we didn't fit in it because we didn't deserve it. You know? But it's not this situation. I mean a situation that is toxic or that is not even toxic, but you don't feel right in it. You know that you have to change your environment, you have to let go of people, you have to let go of everything, even sometimes objects. There are stuff that are holding you in this situation. If you're not the person you're dreaming of, it's like if you don't have the life you're dreaming of, it's because you're not the person that fits into this lifestyle. If you think that you deserve luxury, but you have a hard time spending on something already, I think it can be a bit it is a bit controversial. You have to get rid of your limiting beliefs. You have to get rid of some objects that you have, everything that is stirred up, that fall apart, but you keep them for no reason. You really have to abort the mission. Stop holding tight on stuff. There are only stuff. Stop holding tight of people. Why would you want to keep someone in your life when you know that they aren't like the right people for you? You should literally let go of your old self. I know it can be tough. I know it can be hard, but you can really go step by step. And what I really suggest you is to go step by step. It can be a little thing. Just removing a little stuff from your life. I just want you to ask yourself, what is the little thing that I can remove from my life? What is the little habit that I have that is keeping me poor? That is keeping me from having this healthy lifestyle? That is keeping me from finding the right relationship? That is keeping me from being happy in my job? What is this little thing that you can change? What is this little thing that you can throw out? What is this little thing? A thing, it can be a habit, it can be a person. Who is the person that is keeping me from moving? Who is the person that is keeping me from having I don't know, an happy lifestyle? I don't know, whatever is keeping you, sorry. This in a specific situation that is making you sad. Maybe you know what it is. So you can start by that. Maybe it can be tough. It can be tough. It will not happen overnight. Level up doesn't happen overnight. But you have to do the thing. You have to take action. You have at least to question yourself, what is making me that sad? It can be your parents, it can be your partner, it can be your job, it can be the fact that you eat too much junk, it can be the fact that you don't drink enough water. It is that simple. If it is a simple stuff, you can just drink a bit more water every day. Maybe it will help you be less overwhelmed, less tired. You know what I mean? Or adding some stuff. You can add something else. Instead of getting rid of something, you can add something or change something. If you have the habit of eating snacks all day long, maybe you're not gonna eat chocolate or something that is unhealthy. You will replace this one by a fruit. It is that simple. You can start by simple stuff, step by step. Don't rush. I always say the same thing. Go step by step. You're not in a rush. It makes no sense to be overdoing. It makes no sense to be multitasking. Even though I'm a professional multitasker, I know that I have to go step by step. If I went step by step during my whole journey, I would be way further than where I am now by multitasking and being burned out. Multitasking, burnout. Multitasking, burnout. Being concentrated on uh, a lot of stuff at the same time, giving up on one of them. If you start 5 things at the same time, maybe you will keep two, and the three others will have, like, you will have to make them way after. You know what I mean? And if when you could have concentrated on these two things, the two things that you're keeping doing, that you keep doing, now you have to, like, you have to start this two with the three others that you will give up on, if that makes sense. I hope you understand, because I'm always I'm myself confused when I say this kind of stuff, because it just comes from my heart. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I mean, if you start 5 things at the same time, and because you are burned out, or because you just forget, you don't even have the time, you just keep two stuff that you will stick with, the three others could have been done way after. But instead of being really concentrating on the two, you concentrated on the 5. So now the 2 aren't as good as they could be if you were only concentrated on them. I hope you understand. So what I started doing, as an example, is meal prep. I was struggling with having healthy food. In the morning you don't want to cook, you have to get ready. The day before you forgot to cook for your lunch, and now you end up eating junk food and wasting money. It didn't make me happy to eat junk food, to be unhealthy, to always be tired, to spend a lot of money, because if ever I have to tell you how much I spent on money since I have a bank account, you'd be like, you would freak out. So I just started meal prepping, I wasn't really drinking coffee, but I knew that sometimes I wanted to stay awake, so I would take a coffee to walk. But I decided to replace it by matcha. It costs a lot more, but because I'm not someone who drinks a lot of coffee, I just replace it. You can replace it with tea. If it's not for the effect, if it's just for you to be drinking something in the morning, replace coffee by tea or by matcha. I started adding sport. I don't really like sports. I don't like exercising. So what I do is walking a bit more, taking all the stairs when there is a lift. I will take the stairs, Some really basic stuff that you could do. Instead of taking the bus in the morning, if I have the time to walk, I will walk. These are really simple stuff, but it's like you are step by step, slowly but surely, walking towards your goals and towards the situation and the lifestyle you want. And the lifestyle you want will not be achieved by you, because you will already be there if you are ready, And I've made a podcast on it. You can't receive if you're not ready. So if you want something and you don't match with the thing, it doesn't make sense. You will never attract it. You know what I mean? So you have to abort the mission. Let go of this stuff. Let go of this boyfriend that you don't like, that you are here for because you've been together for 3 years and you know their whole family. It doesn't make sense. You have to, you have no idea how much you will be elevated. You will elevate yourself by doing this kind of stuff. And also, I wanted to add that it's not always physical. It can just be not caring about what people say. Stop engaging. Start ignoring people. Because maybe you get triggered by a lot of stuff. Maybe you have a lot of triggers and you're like, oh my God, whenever someone talks about what I'm wearing, it just comes back to some trauma that I had in my childhood. And now I'm so sad. Or you are in a toxic household. You grew up in a toxic household. I don't want to be saying bad words, and you have a toxic mother as an example. Just stop engaging with her, ignoring her. It's already changing your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be an object. It doesn't have to be getting rid of people like this, like let go of all your friends and stop talking to toxic people. Maybe it can be hard, but for the moment you can just act as if you don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, what I was about to say is that you should really let go of your old self. You should definitely get rid of all this stuff. And you will be elevated. It will elevate you. You will see your mindset shifting when you will get rid of people. It's not a lie. Sometimes you just move house. You just walk a little bit more. During your morning walk, you go somewhere else. you see a cat, you see a rabbit. I have no idea. Like, you see some animals outside, you see some new people. Just by networking, changing just your lifestyle will just elevate you so much. You have no idea. Like, I got rid of one friend. She wasn't even toxic, but like, we didn't click. We didn't match anymore. But I was like, no, she's my friend. We've been friends for 7 years already. I can't like get rid of her like this. We live in the same town. I am so scared of her like quitting my life. And I was trying, I was asking people, how can I get rid of her without being mean? And people were like, just ignore her and she will go. I was ignoring her and she wouldn't go. So I was like, okay, this is a challenge for me. I will just tell her that we don't match anymore. I couldn't tell her that we don't match anymore. We had to argue and I had to block her. We had to argue and I had to block her because I was like, oh my God, like, it's not that we weren't matching. She wasn't toxic with me. She was toxic with herself. And I was like, oh my God, I can't engage with this kind of people. I can't see this kind of people. I started ignoring her, but it wouldn't work. Sometimes it is a challenge. I understand, I know. But when I stopped talking to her, I made so much money. Like, it just changed my whole lifestyle. I made so much money. I was more free. I've made new friends. Like, in a heartbeat, it happened. I don't think, like, it could be a coincidence, but it's not the only example that I have. Whenever you get rid of something, you will see other stuff coming your way. This is what the sayings say. If you get rid of one man, you will have 10. So just get rid of, like, just let go of your old self. Your old self, like yourself, like what you are now. Like, really open your ears. You can't open your ears, they're already open, But listen to me. What you are now, who you are now, can't be the one you have in mind. Can't have the lifestyle you desire. Can't have the dream life you have in mind. Do you know why? Because if ever you had the right mindset, if ever you were the complete human, the complete match of the lifestyle you want, you will have it. You will already be there. But you're not. This is why you're leveling up. This is why you are trying to change your mind. This is why you're using law of attraction. This is why you are manifesting new stuff. You want your life to be built step by step. You're not there yet, and you have to accept that. So abort the mission. Just abort the mission. If you think that you're stuck in your level up journey, stop journaling. Write on your journal. What can I change now? What is the thing that is keeping me from having this lifestyle? Is it money? Is it my parents? Is it my mother? Is it my father? Is it the fact that I don't have a father or that I don't have a mother? Is it my boyfriend? Is it my job? Is it my studies? Is it my lifestyle? Is it my mentality? What is it? Is it my environment? Maybe you're not living in the right place. What is it? And if you see what it is, if you start journaling and you find what it is, make a list. Don't forget them. Make a list. Write it in your journal. Writing is really important because you will have a proof of what it is. Maybe you will forget it, but I don't want you to forget it. Make a list, a whole list of what is keeping you poor, what is keeping you from having your husband, what is keeping you from finding the job you like, what is keeping you from having a healthy lifestyle with your parents or your boyfriend. What is it? Write everything, and I want you to get rid of them step by step, one by one. Don't forget one of them. Get rid of all of them. Abort the mission and get rid of your old self. Get rid of the one you are now to step up. It's like climbing up. You have to climb. You can't stay there. There is someone that is like grabbing you grabbing you from the ankle that is keeping you from climbing. Get rid of it. Shake your feet. Shake your feet and let it go. Let it fall. It's always tough love in these kind of videos. I'm sorry. I don't want to be tough. I don't want you to be crying. I don't want you to think that I'm not nice. I'm here to help you, and I hope that you can understand what I'm talking about. So please abort the mission. Don't hold tight on stuff that aren't useful in your life. And even if it's your comfort zone, just get rid of it. And you will see your mind shifting and your life getting better. So thank you so much for listening to this video. I'm really glad to have, I don't have that much subscribers, but I received some comments And I have some likes. I have some views. Step by step, I'm building this community, and I'm really glad. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And thank you so much for listening to this one. See you in the next one. Bye.